All right, it's time for the Impact review.
What's up? What's going on, guys?
All right, so the show starts off.
It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, not a bad show tonight, actually.
It wasn't bad. Much better than Raw. You know, Raw was fucking terrible. Don't even remind me.
Way better. No, not so much goofiness.
There was mostly a lot of hardcore wrestling on the show. You know. No garbage, no goofy promos like you see on WWE. You know, none of that shit. The ultra goofy shit like you see on Raw.
So, you start off with Hogan, brother.
Like always, when you see Hogan, it's always brother every week. Like, do we get enough of Hogan? Like, come on, enough. No more Hogan.
Too much Hogan all the time. And the segment was like, they build up towards the end, but it's like they're just parading out a bunch of people. It's a little bit goofy how they went about this. It wasn't even like they had anything really to say. It's just Hardy setting up the event, but it's
an opening segment they have Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, in the ring, and they're all talking about the aces and eights and shit. Basically, and Hogan's just going brother.
The
always.
Problem I have with this segment exactly is that it's the brother because it's they took the show on the road. It's supposed to be about the new guys. They finally brought on the road. It's supposed to be a new era, more like modern TNA. And, it still seems like it's more about Hogan.
Yeah, this is the year 2013. This isn't 1985. Come on, Hogan. Keep your ass backstage. Get off the fucking cameras. Come on.
I wouldn't have a problem if Hogan just pops up once in a while,
Maybe in like one or two backstage segments, but not on camera full time.
Every single week, dragging Sting and Hogan out there just gets tiresome.
Enough with the Sting is enough with the Hogans, alright? This isn't 1999.
Exactly. They ruled the 80s, they ruled the 90s, they had to rule the modern era as well.
Yeah, I respect them, but come on. Enough. Stop hogging up the spotlight.
But they did start off with a pretty good match. We got Bobby Roode and Austin Aries defeating Chavo and Hernandez.
That was a pretty good match, but come on, how many times do we have to see Chavo and Hernandez compete for the tag belts?
Exactly.
They're former tag team champions. And we all know they were a team, they were just thrown together, basically. Because TNA has no idea what to do with them.
A decent match.
Two guys thrown together.
But they keep recycling the same three teams, and then you see Daniels and Kaz at the end, with the attack, and it's just like, don't they have any other teams?
It was a decent match. But come on, TNA's tag team division is shit. They put on some good matches, but still, there's no tag team division,
Better than WWE's, but, still it doesn't...
Still better.
Fair comparison. You only got 3 teams.
Still better than WWE's.
So, that was good. And plus, I really liked how Hernandez ran on the ramp. I like how they have this new ramp that connects to the ring.
They have the elevated ramp now, so the fans could see the wrestlers walk out. Unlike in WWE, you gotta stand over the chairs just to see the wrestlers walk out.
They started that in the UK. I'm happy they hung on to that.
Yeah, me too.
I like the dive, how he dove into the ring. That was pretty good.
That was like a suicide dive.
The UK, what happened to Rockstar Spud?
Oh my god.
Oh, that man's probably
what the hell
is somewhere.
What happened to Rockstar Spud? Does anybody know where Rockstar Spud even is?
Spud's a guy who's even shorter than me.
He's like 5'7", 5'6".
5'2".
He's a good X Division wrestler, but come on, he's like a nobody. He's like a jobber.
Shouldn't be shorter than me in the wrestling world. And up next, Kenny King against Ion and Sanjay Dutt returning. This
really great match.
Pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was good to see Sanjay come back. He's had a lot of great matches in the Indies, including Ring of Honor. I know a lot of you guys know Ring of Honor.
That stomp that Dutt does from the top, the moonsault into the stomp.
That's awesome. That's a really great move.
Ion with that DDT holds his leg on the rope and then snaps him off. And then the end with the springboard blockbuster. It's just what you don't see in WWE. One move after another, and you're lucky if you see one move per match in WWE. And
TNA is just basic hardcore wrestling. They go through all the matches with no rest holds.
Way more
You'll see one rest hold, and you'll see a lot of DDTs, a lot of flips. You'll see a lot of good shit in X Division matches. Yeah, you definitely don't see any of that shit in WWE anymore.
No, because a wrestling match should have wrestling moves. That's
exactly, not 10 minutes of rest holds. A wrestling match is not 10 minutes of rest holds and chin locks every 5 minutes. Come on.
The only thing I always gotta complain is always a complaint about something is what is this new goofy rule where everything has to be
exactly,
a
the rule
three-way.
is
Where
really
the hell they pull
ridiculous.
this out
What
from?
is with this new X Division rule? Like, come on, like each X Division match has to have like 3 wrestlers in it, like a triple threat match. Is that supposed to be the new rule for
How
the X
can we
Division?
improve the X Division? Well, let's just make 3 guys in the ring for now and not like 4. Not how do they arrive at 3?
It's like TNA is pretending the X Division doesn't even exist. Like, where is the X Division? We barely get any X Division matches. We get mostly like
if
matches
they
with
would
heavyweight
just show
wrestlers.
the X Division, that would probably be enough to get it over. But they don't want to show it.
Exactly.
Show it once every month.
They got to put more heat in the X Division, which they don't.
This
They're focusing mostly on guys like Jeff Hardy, Bully Ray, Sting, and Austin Aries. Mostly the guys like that in the upper card. They're not focusing too much on the X Division wrestlers like Zema Ion and Kenny King, guys like that who have a lot of talent. You know, TNA's just wasting your time with the X Division.
The matches like this are a good example, you know. But if they gave them even longer, it could have been an even better match. It's just the solutions to making like Impact and TNA more interesting are pretty simple.
This even reminds me, you know, it'd be funny if you had, this will be a little bit racist. Usually, if you know, like those, whatchamacallit, those X Divisions, you should always have those flying luchadors, those flying Spanish people just go all around and have matches against each other.
Yeah, those guys will fly around everywhere.
It kind of reminds me, I think they'll be entertaining just having X Division. And, the whole flying...
Actually, like, a good idea for
like
TNA,
an El
TNA should
Generico
do,
for Ring of Honor.
TNA should sign more wrestlers from Mexico, like from the CMLL promotions and AAA. That would be a great idea for them to put some more
They
heat in their
did
X
that
Division.
in the beginning, you know.
That was like back in 05 and 06, but they should still do it.
That's when they were
nowadays.
more concerned about just satisfying all the internet fans who were always begging for, you know, that type of stuff. But, you know,
You got
and these are good wrestlers. They should work with the ones they have. There's
these
no
are great
problem with
wrestlers.
Ion. No, they don't need to be, you know, crossing the border and throwing a bunch of random Mexicans into a van. They don't need to be doing that.
Yeah, but they need to do that, though. TNA needs more cruiserweights, more X Division wrestlers, whatever the hell you want to call them.
You know, you got the future here, and then we go backstage and we've got Sting and Hogan arguing. You know, this is just... Sting just looks like an old crazy man backstage. Woo, brother! They gotta fight that. It's just
don't we get enough of Sting and Hogan every week?
Take your medication and leave.
Every week was, oh! I know I sound terrible with the Sting impersonation, but come on. Every week it's the same old shit. With Sting and Hogan. I respect the hell out of those guys. I respect them, but come on.
Like Hogan told them, go stay up in the rafters. As a matter of fact, jump off the rafters or some shit.
Hogan belongs in the retirement home. That's where he belongs. They both do. They're both 50-year-olds.
You know,
washed up 50-year-old wrestlers.
Yeah, I guess, you know,
camera.
they're having problems now. You know, first they were having sex up in the rafters. Yeah, him and Hogan. Now they're in the office arguing. You know, the honeymoon's over. It's over. But then we got this match wasn't too good. It was Matt Morgan defeating Joseph Park.
That's an absolute terrible match. It wasn't really good. All the shit, all the botches. Yeah, Matt Morgan was not doing shit, just toying with Joseph Park.
He hits his kick and then falls on his ass like a tart.
Matt Morgan is not doing shit. He's doing only clothesline after clothesline during the whole fucking match.
You know,
and Joseph Park, he's not even doing shit. He's just like taking the bumps.
It started off good with Park. He was having some good matches. Like I remember when he was fighting Doc at Turning Point. A lot of blood. Nice match there.
That's a really good match.
But
just punches though, basically.
Yeah, but you have blood and like stuff with chains and chairs, so they kept it entertaining. Now
even when they saw him training in OVW, we saw him bleed. I don't know whether it's fake, but I don't care if it was fake or not. But we saw the aggressive side of him. You know?
This is just, you know what I also noticed? That Matt Morgan didn't even come out with Hogan's robe. Like they totally like scrapped that storyline.
I don't know what the fuck TNA is doing with Matt Morgan. They had him steal Hogan's robe. And then
they didn't show him for like 3 months after that.
They stopped showing him wearing it.
Pissed on the robe and just threw it out in the
Morgan might have took a shit in the robe and then just threw it in the garbage or something like that.
I would take a shit on the robe. I would take a shit on the storyline.
Nobody gives a shit about Matt Morgan.
Fuck Matt Morgan.
He was a nobody in WWE and he's a nobody in TNA. Nobody gives a shit
the
about this guy.
WWE.
Seriously, guys, why do they hire Matt Morgan?
Why? Release his ass. Why did they hire him? Just release him.
Sucks.
The guy's been a joke his entire career.
He stutters.
After he just starts,
he can't get over no matter how hard he tries.
No, he may be a big guy. He may be 7 feet tall, but he has no charisma. There's absolutely no charisma
as soon
at all.
as I just heard Matt Morgan start, I was like, I just want to slap the big dude. Stop it.
And speaking
I want
of
to slap his beard off. That's what I want to do.
speaking of not getting over, we turn our attention to the AJ Styles heel turn, which is just goofy.
It's just really funny how AJ comes out. He has that same boring, bland look on his face. He doesn't say shit.
Give him a leather jacket and a hood.
He has his hood on like he's some kind of like gangster.
They're even making fun of the hood. This is how goofy.
And you have James Storm and you have Taz and Mike Tenay making fun of him.
He reminds me of a babyface who was like a 13-year-old kid that just got pissed off over a little shithead
Exactly.
match.
I lost.
We all know 2012 was the worst year for Styles.
You know, I'm
2012
surprised.
was the worst year for AJ Styles.
Basically,
no
I think that they should have a James Storm, AJ Styles Wambulance match.
Wambulance match.
That should be at
Good
Slammiversary.
idea. Wambulance
Throw
match.
him in the Wambulance and send him on his way off a cliff.
Or they're at it, even throw Christopher Daniels in there because we all know Styles and Daniels.
I like
have some
the
good
idea
matches.
that villainy should be like personified in a beard, but it's just goofy. He's not pulling it off well.
So now that he's healed, the best thing they could have him do is grow a beard.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't been on a roll lately with these storylines. The best
how is growing a beard going to help him get over as a heel? That's what I don't
It's not enough. A beard's not enough. And then we got our main event. It's Hardy defeating Bully Ray. Bully Ray. It was Angle, Magnus, and Samoa Joe. I wrote Bully Ray.
A really great match. Give that 5 stars. Excellent match. No rust holds. A lot of great total non-stop action. Exactly, great match.
It was decent. I wouldn't go all out saying it was like phenomenal. I mean, the thing is, Magnus in there. What the fuck was the point of putting him in there?
Magnus isn't really over as a face. I don't know. Is he a face or a heel? I don't know. I'm not a fan of Magnus, but I really don't give a shit about him.
Shit, basically. That's what I would say. If you wrote like a column down and you said face and heel, check 1, I would just write piece of shit.
Piece of shit, exactly. Nobody cares about Magnus.
It's worthless. And it was alright. Overall, pretty decent show. Nothing overly horrible. Better than Raw.
Much better than Raw. Definitely better than main event and SmackDown too.
Main event.
Nobody even watches
that shit even because it's just.
I don't even watch main event anymore. It's fucking terrible.
Basically, this show would have been better with less Hogan in it.
With less Hogan and less Sting.
Take the Matt Morgan segment away and
What I wish TNA would do is get rid of Hogan completely. That way we don't have to hear brother every week, every fucking week. Come on,
AJ Styles would just start hitting people with chairs. That would be better than just staying there with a goofy expression on his face with a stupid hood.
I wish he would just say something instead of just standing there like an idiot.
Also, for your internet fans, me and Greg were also looking at before. What Hogan has is that handlebar mustache.
Yeah, what kind of mustache is that?
Because me and Greg were speaking on it before Brad got here. We thought the handlebar mustaches go down like this. We seen Hogan. I
believe it's a Fu Manchu actually. I think that's
it's a handlebar.
His thing goes down like this. Is that like one of those Chinese mustaches?
It goes down like that. I have no idea what kind of mustache Hogan
has.
Hogan's had that mustache for God knows how long, since the 1970s.
I've had enough of the mustache shit with Cody Rhodes. So,
I can't believe they're still making fun of Cody's mustache. Like, it's over with.
Mustaches.
It's the guy's facial hair. It's like, come on, what's so funny about Cody's mustache?
At least we didn't get that shit on this show. But, so before this gets out of control with facial hair talk, that's it.
That's it.
Don't do drugs.